All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk with Steven. For all our new audience today, thank you for joining with us today. For our loyal audience who are watching it every week, thank you for joining with us again with Talk with Steven, a new episode. And for those of you who just joined, who don't know what is Talk with Steven, you just join it today and you're not aware about what is this, what am I talking about, what is Talk with Steven, this kind of things. Talk with Steven is a weekly talk show that is organized by me. I'm Steven Rachia. I'm the host for this today's show. And what the purpose of this Talk with Steven is to bring in individuals, normal individuals who are just living among us, who have an extraordinary stories. They're just an ordinary individual, but they have extraordinary results. They have achieved something in their life. It's not something so big, but they do have the result. They do live a very happy, healthy, and a very nice life. And this kind of people will come and share about their journey of how did they do certain things in their life. How did they become happy? How did they become healthier? How did they become wealthier? This kind of things they will come and share in our talk show to inspire people, to inspire you, our audience today, to do what you love to do, to keep doing your best, keep giving your best that impacts you and also the people around you. So that is the purpose of Talk with Steven. So over these months, we have started this talk show in March, no, in February 2021, and we have been doing this talk show for like few months. And over all these months, we have invited many successful individuals to talk about how they interesting business from scratch, and how does he develop it into a huge business that he is doing right now. Few weeks before that, we actually invited my mentor Valsla to come and share about how she raised two extremely successful kids, and they are very successful. She was sharing a little bit of tips about what a parent can do to develop your kid in a nicer way as well. So if you want to watch all this kind of interesting talk shows, you can actually go to my Facebook, Stephen Raj, in Facebook. Add me as friend or follow me, and then you just need to scroll through and watch all the live sessions. There are so many live sessions that definitely going to impact you. You can be a children, you can be a teenager, you can be an adult, you can be a business owner. The topics are everything is catered in a nicer way so that it's bring the best out of you as well. So please go and watch it. And today, in our talk show today, this week, we have someone who I always wanted to interview in Talk with Steven. I'm just was thinking about when is the right time to bring in this person and talk. So suddenly my heart says this is the right time to bring this person in. And when I wanted to bring this person in, I was thinking about what topic should I pick so that the story can really engage the audience and really people can inspire by it. So this particular topic is actually suggested by our speaker herself. So today we have Komlashini with us today, who is a person that I know few years ago, and she's really amazing. She is the managing director of Hello Gorgeous Beauty Parlour. Hello Gorgeous Parlour. She's co-running this company with a sister. They've been doing this company for doing this business for the past 6 years, and which is something amazing during the pandemic time where nobody is doing business, no business is happening. Beauty parlor that she is having is still doing good, and the business grow a lot. And she actually suggested this topic about the business is doing good, but are you really happy? It's an interesting question that I thought need to address because oftentimes people say something like, when you have money, you will be happy. But is that really true? So let's hear it from our guest speaker for today. I hope our guest speaker is ready. So without any further ado, let's welcome our guest speaker to the stage. One, two, three.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Kobla. How are you?
I'm good, Steven. How are you?
I'm doing great here. Thank you for joining with us today. So
Hello,
I hope,
audience.
yeah, I hope you had your early lunch because now it's lunchtime.
Yep.
So and for audience today, if you are like having lunch and having watching the show, go ahead, do whatever you want. Comment in the chat box if you have any question regarding the topic today. Are you happy? Or you can even share about what bothers you in your life, your happiness. Maybe Kamala can give some tips that she knows to help you out as well. So we have already audience saying hello. So hello Azana, thank you for joining with us today. So Kamala, you suggested this topic, which is business is good, but are you really happy?
Yep.
Can you share a little bit about how you actually started this business of Hello Gorgeous Beauty Parlour?
I started Hello Gorgeous after I gave birth to my daughter Aarti, who is 7 years old now. So the reason was very simple. I just wanted to be independent. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just wanted to be independent. Means what you were doing before that, like before this business? Are you a housewife or what do you do?
I was actually helping my dad with his business. I was doing these administration things, the basic main things with
Mm-hmm.
accounts and admin stuffs and like that. Before before that, I was actually went for colleges. My dad wanted me to study business admin, but then I was not interested, so I just left it. And then I was actually interested into pursuing music, so I went for I took up music courses in college, but then it was not very interesting also because they were actually teaching the same thing what I learned before joining music colleges. So I
Okay.
just left it after a year plus. And then while after that things was going as usual lah, when you get to that age, you get married, you have kids, you create your family. So that was the time where I felt like, okay, I needed to do something for myself to be independent lah. So that was the reason for me to start Hello Gorgeous with my sister.
Nice, nice. A little bit of question before we go into the main topic, like are you really happy? This business of yours, it's not easy to start a business, especially if you're an Indian family, because people they don't understand business, and most of the time they won't support you, but they also don't kachao you. They just let you do it or something like that. What is the scenario in your house when you wanted to do this business?
The scenario was at first my dad was like, no, girls shouldn't be in this business. When we went and proposed this idea to my dad, he was like, no, girls shouldn't be in this business because he's from a baby boomer's time, so he has this
Okay,
certain
okay.
perception, and usually like girls have to be like this, have to be like this. But
Mm,
then there was I was so lucky because Kanesh, my husband, he was there for to support us, to support me and my sister's idea. He went and spoke to my dad, explained things more better. So that it was like he was there for us lah. Kanish was there for me and my sister for us
nice,
to go through this phase.
nice. So your husband was
He still
there to.
supports till now. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, very nice. Thank you for sharing with your little bit of your story. It's nice to see you have a very nice relationship, and he's helping you. You are helping him. This kind of things. So, which and you have been running this business for the past 6 years,
Yeah.
and you have also mentioned that your business is actually doing good during the pandemic time and everything. But you said something like, "But are you really happy?" You suggested the topic, which intrigued me as well. So, what affects your happiness, Komla? You can share with us a little bit about what are the things that you go through when you are in your journey and everything. For our audience today, who are watching, if you don't mind, you can even share with us about what bothers you in your happiness. What actually affects your happiness? If you ask me, I can just say finance. The moment finance goes down, I will become a mad person. I will start thinking about it. This kind of things, it will really affect my happiness. What affects your happiness? You can share with us that while Komla is sharing your story. Go ahead, Komla.
Okay. Actually, I mean, after I found out what affects me was, it was me not spending time for myself. So that
Okay.
was the thing that affected me. Actually, I found it out after I attended, after I met my mentor Vasala, and then
Mm-hmm.
after I attended Be at Your Best.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, there was one this particular day. It was in this particular how to say traffic light. There was this inner voice keep on coming like, is this what life is about? Is Are you just going to keep on going into the cycle of waking up, doing the same
Mm-hmm.
thing again and again until you get old? So it kept on coming, but then I just brush it off. It's usual, right? We will be thinking like, what is this insane thoughts that keep on coming? So
Mm-hmm.
that's when things happen, when you are not moving anyway, nature will force you to do things, to divert you into your comfort zone, do something for that. So when there was argument going on uh, among my family, my family situation and stuff, that's when I texted Uma that I needed someone who can advise me, who doesn't know me and who doesn't know my family situation to advise me on what is going wrong where. That's when Uma suggested to meet Valsala, and things started to change along the way from there.
Mm. Like you said something like when the you need someone who is not involved in your life to actually be a middle person to actually see what is the things that you're actually facing and everything. What kind of problems do you face, and can share a little bit about that? What are the problems that you actually faced, so that our audience can relate with this?
I was not actually happy with my relationship because
Okay.
I had this perception like, when girls get married, right? We were told like you have to make your husband happy, you need to make your in-laws happy. So I was literally doing that, but eventually I was not happy doing that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's when you are not happy, you start to finding fault on others, right? And eventually you will self sabotage yourself also. So that's what happened. And then me and Kanish often have arguments because we have a very different perspective, right? So when we want to discuss something, either I get triggered or he will get triggered.
Okay.
So that was what was happening lah. So that's what I wanted, someone else who doesn't know us, because people who know us, what they will tell is compromise, you have to compromise, you have to tolerate because it's your
It's okay.
family.
It will goes away
Yeah,
later.
yeah, it will goes away. But then I was like, how to compromise even without finding a solution?
Mm.
So it didn't make me happy lah. So
Okay.
that's why I was like keep on going to Varsla. Even before I attended Be at Your Best, I kept on messaging Varslaka, even for little stuffs that triggers me.
Mm-hmm. I remember if you are hearing the name called Valsla and everything. She's a mentor in ETI Ideas. ETI Ideas is a social business incubator where we guide individuals towards going towards their goal. So Komla's goal at that point of time, and when business is doing good, her goal is to be happy, to be a happier person, spend more time with yourself and everything. So Valsla, her mentor, actually guided her in terms of how she can do this properly, and Komla is much more happier person now. So she's my mentor as well. And one thing I remember, she told me this very long time ago, that the two things that will make people go mad, go crazy is either finances, like I say just now, and our audience are backing me up saying, yeah, their problem is finances too. And the other problems that people usually face is the relationship issues, where a lot of compromises is happening there, a lot of things that is happening there, which actually, you know, not make you happy. So thank you for being truthful and sharing with this about this thing, Kamla. So now you have find the root cause of the problem, which is you're not happy because you're not spending time with yourself. It's a very big realization. I'm so happy that you actually did share that, because I'm pretty sure many of the audience also thinking, how am I spending enough time for myself? So you can ask this question too for yourself. And then the second thing, you say something like you're not happy with your relationship because you're trying to make everybody happy. At the end, you are not happy, and you don't want that. So and because of this, you are trying to find fault. And I like the part where you didn't say something like he is the fault, like the husband is the fault. You say something like you are the fault because you are trying to find fault with other people and everything.
No, actually, before I had this self realization awareness,
Mm.
I used to blame he was at the fault.
Okay, okay, okay.
So after I had the self realization, after getting mentoring and
Mm,
stuffs, I can realize that it's all about us.
mm.
People outside is just our self reflection.
Mm. So how did you solve this problem? You have a mentor and who is actually guiding you in terms of your relationship and everything. But again, whatever that she guide you, you're going to put into action. You are the one that need to take action and everything. What are the action you took? What are the things that you solved that actually make you become happy again? Can share with us about that?
Okay. In terms of relationship with my spouse, Kanesh, what I did was when I'm not happy with certain things, I actually sat down with him and I be truthful about my emotions to him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like how to say. It was not like I didn't just say, okay, I don't like to do these stuffs. It was like more like why I didn't like to do these things. I explained to him in a more nicer way, calmer way, because I was not triggered. And then
Mhm.
eventually he understood, and he understood that thing, and then he like, it's okay if you don't like to do it, since your reasons is acceptable, okay, just go on with it. So we have these deep truthful conversations during this pandemic time, yeah, because we spent a lot with ourselves, right?
Yeah, you have all the time in the world in your house together
Yeah,
with all the people that you live in. You forced to spend time with them now. You
yeah.
cannot go. So how these things actually make you happy? Like you spoke to them, you spoke to your husband, and he understand, you understand, and these things cannot solve in 1 day or 2 day because the problem has been accumulated over the years.
Yep.
So what are the continuous action that you actually took to handle your emotions, to keep having the truthful conversation and everything?
I mean, it's not like I didn't get triggered after these awareness things. Right? I do get triggered, but then eventually we can just shift our mind, right? When something is going wrong, we can just like, hey, why this thing is going wrong? How can we solve it in a different way? So that's how I solved. And mainly it was more like being calm and understand the other person's perspective. It's not
Mm,
only marriage and family is not always about own perspective. It's like compilation of other people's perspective. That's how you can grow
yeah.
happier.
So sometimes other people's comments and perspectives also will
Yeah, we shouldn't take it so seriously. We should just like, it's not about overthinking, but it's more like analyzing why that person said so. There might be something they're saying it. Yeah. Or
okay.
just go and confess with them truthfully lah. Don't go and fight, but ask them calmly why, what was the wrong,
Yeah.
where was the mistake.
This is a very important lesson that I have learned as well. Being truthful and being calm, which will actually help, which will help actually solve a lot of problems. I remember my mentor actually told me this once. He says something like the truth will cause a lot of trouble, but it will also set you free. So yeah, being truthful and being open about it, and having a not reacting to a situation instead of responding it, that's what makes you change that part of your life, which is the relationship issues and everything. So now, Komla, you have taken out a huge chunk of your life, like the problem, the finding fault, this kind of things. You took it out by being truthful. When the problem happened, you immediately go and talk. You guys are having a nice relationship now. So now you have more time for yourself, you're being happy and everything. So you mentioned something like you're not spending enough time with yourself, and now after you took out this problem from your life, you have more time for yourself. How did you utilize this time? What did you do?
I do things that makes me happy. I'm actually a blogger too.
Hmm.
I blog about my life experiences. I share things from my perspective, what I think about certain issue, or how it's like it could help someone else who is facing the same problem like me to find a
Hmm.
solution. And then I love gardening. I love to do home improvement, and
Hmm.
I love to spend more time with Aarti. It's like a relationship with Aarti is like I'm having a best friend for life.
How old is your kid?
She's 7
Mm-hmm.
and she's very mature.
Okay, okay. So it's actually helping you out in terms of it brings you more, how to say, it brings you more time and the freedom for that, so that you can do the things that you always want to do. It makes you happy. How does your business is doing because of this? Because I remember, you know, this talk show is also co-organized by ET Ideas, a social business incubator that me and Komla is from. And many people actually come to us with the goal of helping them out in terms of business. They want a business guidance, but oftentimes what ET Ideas, what we does for the people is we work with them on their personal development. We work with them on the problems that they face in terms of their finances, their relationship, their emotions, this kind of things. Because when a place like what situation happened in Komla's life as well, most of your time is actually goes on solving the problems, being indulged in the drama, the problems and this kind of things, which actually stops you from growing towards your business, because you are one person who is handling many things. And and you are one person who is handling many things. So business and you is not two separate things, it's together. So when the problem is happening in your house, you cannot focus on your business. So that's why we have always focus on people, on solving the personal problems that they face, so that this business will grow. How is your business doing during this pandemic and now, Komla? How it is growth?
Okay, during pandemic time, we couldn't, during MCO, the first MCO and second MCO, we couldn't really run the business because it was
Mm-hmm.
like total lockdown, right? But then
Mm.
when we were allowed to open the business, it just like, you know, it was just blooming.
Mm.
There was like no problem. Like it just grow well. It's like everything is happening in the right time. My
It,
family was being happy, and then my business was growing well. So it's like life is like settled.
it's because you are now also focusing more time with yourself, and you are
Myself,
doing things that you always wanted to do. That makes a lot of difference. And
yeah.
Komla's blog is also available in Facebook. You can go and read. She sometimes she will write blogs every now and then, and she does amazingly as well. The writing she does is amazing. And Komla, we have a question from a Facebook user in Facebook. I don't know your name, but it's fine. There are many people say, "Don't worry, time will heal." What is your advice for them based on your experience? Does time heal?
time time do heal, but it depends on what actions you are taking. If you are not taking anything, then time will just, it will just prolong. It will take
Wow,
forever to heal.
nice, very nice. Wow, I actually got mind blown just now. Like time will heal, but you need to take the right action. Otherwise, time will just pass. It's not gonna heal anything. It's just going to make it even more worse. So I'm just happy that you actually took the effort, and you try to do something for yourself, which resulted in you doing better in your life, being happy, uh, having a nice relationship, business is doing good, everything is great. So thank you very much for sharing with us this, Komla. And for those of you who are watching, if you're new, you wanted to know more about what we does, how Komla can change this kind of things, you need the similar guidance like this, you can always contact me. This is my number is coming in on top of it, so you can just contact me. I'm Steven here. I can see how I can guide you in the towards the right place. I'm not going to guide you on this. I don't have much experience, I can tell you honestly, but I know people who can does this. I can connect you to Miss Walsla or anyone that we know in ETIs. So okay, Gomla. So moving on, we have a few more minutes, 5 more minutes until we close the show. Until we close the show today. So now you actually, you find out what is the problem, which is the relationship, and then you solve the problem, and you're spending more time with yourself and everything. What is next? What do you want to do next in your life? What is your next plan, Gomla?
I want to travel. I'm
Okay.
just waiting for the border to open, and I just
Mm.
want. I'm like I already planned to like where to go, what to do. So it's like I'm just waiting to travel,
You just wanted
and
to
I'm
go out and travel.
yeah, just go out and learn new things, find new experiences, stuff like that. And I'm actually working on a project too. Hopefully, it will be out by next year.
Okay. Once the project is out, Komla will let us know in the blog post. So make sure you follow the blog post. Make sure you like the page and follow Komla. She write awesome blogs that I showed you as I tell just now. So Komla, before we end the show, what are the other things that actually like disrupt your happiness beside the relationship that you actually worked on and improved?
The other things will be myself.
Hmm.
Yeah, as I'm saying, self-love. Self-love is not only about taking care of yourself, doing things that you like. It's more like you heal yourself from the wounds that triggers you.
Example? Do you want to give any example?
It's like, let's say you are a very angry person. Change it. It will trigger you, right? When someone says something, it will trigger you, right? So you should heal yourself from that anger. You shouldn't be like having that anger for a so long time. Yeah, it's
Okay.
something like that. It's not only about anger. It's like jealousy, greed, or stuffs like that. All this, people say that don't have negative things around you, right? So yeah,
Okay.
it's
I
not
have
like
this one.
that. It's
Go ahead,
not
go ahead.
like you have to change it overnight ke apa. It's life is like a whole lot of journey, right?
Mm,
Just take your time and yeah, spend
okay.
more time with
I,
yourself.
I I have this one last question that I want to ask you. So, your relationship prior to you getting the mentorship, getting the guidance to, really work on a relationship to become a nicer relationship now. But prior to that, it's always not so good. Like you fight, problems is there. When somebody, the husband says something, you take it in a different way. Then you start shouting, and then you say something, he starts shouting. This kind of thing. The fight is constantly happening. And now, after you get the guidance, you try to be calm, you try to be a different person, you handling it in a different way. How does your spouse actually get this from the other side? What does he did? Like, it's like, what happening to you? Does he add anything like this?
Uh, Actually, after I got to know Be at Your Best ETIDs through Uma. Uma is my
Mm,
sister-in-law.
mm,
After Uma went to Be at Your Best, I attended Be at Your Best. And then I think Kanish, there was once he shared that he saw some differences between me and Uma in
mm,
terms of the way we handle things, so he was very curious what is happening, what is really changed them. So he was so curious and he joined Be at Your Best. And then eventually when we both was started to attend the workshops and all, we do discuss the lessons that we learned, because
very
uh,
nice.
things that I learned from that workshop was different and things he learned from that workshop is different, but we had to really discuss it because we have a child to take care of. So whatever that we are learning, we have to like pass it to her, right, in a right way.
Mm,
So yeah, it's like it's not only, let's say if one of you guys joined Be at Your Best and your husband haven't or your wife hasn't, please make sure them to join because the journey will be so amazing.
very
Yeah.
nice, very nice, Kamala. Thank you for sharing with us. For those of you who don't know what is Be at the Best, is a program that conducted by Valsla, that actually help people, guide people in terms of their own happiness, health, and wealth. How you can become healthier, how they can be happier, how you can develop your business. All these things we do. So, if you're interested to know more about this, you want to know more about what we do, just to inquiry, you can just give me a call, give me a text. I will get back to you on this. So, Komla, thank you very much for sharing your experience. Audience, I hope you had fun. You learned something new from Komla's experience and sharing as well. Personally, Komla, I really enjoyed the session today. Thank you for being truthful and share your experience, because people don't usually share like the things that happen in their relationship, in their family to people like here. But um, but you really share it. Thank you so much for sharing your
I
experience.
used to be the person who doesn't share anything actually.
Okay, yeah, I can see things change for betterment for you. So I hope your business keep continuing to grow, you become more happier person, uh, achieve so many things in your life. So thank you very much for joining with us, Komla, and thank you for all the audience who are watching, asking questions, sharing stuff. Many people are sharing thank you and sharing their comments as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. See you guys next week. If you have any topic suggestion that you want to hear, here you can just comment in the chat box, or you can even text. I show my number, you can even text me. From there I can find the right speaker that I know to bring in and share their experience as well. So until then, see you next week, see you next week. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Kamla, for joining today as well.
Thank you guys. See you soon. Bye.